How I ever find the right words? Maybe a quick run will help me think of. Oh, hello! Welcome back! You made it just in time for Mission 7. It's really not easy. It's empty! Haha, just kidding. Ooh, yeah. All right. Mission 7. Snap words are like the pieces of a puzzle. Word detectives can use the clues they have and think about what makes sense and what sounds right to fill in the missing word. Your teacher will show you how it's done. Back to my independent reading. I challenge you to try to read as long as me. How do you find your words?
I didn't find these words. I did something kind and they just appeared.
Hello, word detectives. I hope you have your badges ready to go. Welcome to session 7 of this unit. Yesterday, as we were together with Rashid, we learned that we could read our words that we know in a snap, and that could help us to read all of our snap words before we read so that we could find those words when we are reading. And so, as we learned all of that, I was reflecting last night with Rashid, and we were talking as I was planning for our time today. And it made me remember something that we did before we ended our work. And that's something that we did was try to put a puzzle together. You remember the puzzle? Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to tell them, the part about the snap words. So as we were working on this puzzle together, we realized that we had some pieces and we weren't sure where they would go. Like we pointed to a spot and there was a hole in the puzzle and we were thinking, what would fit here? And so once we figured it out, we felt like puzzle masters, of course. And we realized that putting a puzzle piece together is putting a puzzle together is important work. And it's not just guessing work. So we used the puzzles we had already in place to think about what kind of piece would fit in the missing spot. And so this is what we want to teach you today. Today, I want to teach you that snap words are like pieces of a puzzle. Word detectives use the clues they have and think about what makes sense and what sounds right to fill in the missing word. So here's our strategy. We read words we know and think, what would make sense here? That's what we're going to practice today. So let's begin practicing that together. Let's try using snap words to give us clues to a mystery word right now. And I'm going to show you some writing from another first grader who wrote a small moment story about a time where she went to the circus with her sister. Let's read Olivia's story now and watch how I use snap words I know to figure out words I don't know. My trip to the circus. One day I went to the, what might come next? What would make sense? One day I went to the, let me ask myself, what would make sense here? What would sound right? Well, it looks like this is a place, right? It does. And we know this story is about her trip to the circus, so I think the word must be circus. That would make sense. And let's see if I'm right. Circus. Yes, that word says circus. That makes sense and looks right too. So one day I went to the circus with my sister. We sat in our seats to watch the show. So, did you see how I used my snap words just like the pieces of a puzzle? They gave me little clues about what the mystery word might be. I read my snap words and thought, what would make sense? What would sound right? Then I checked to see if I was right. So now I want you to try it on the next page. I saw many and elephants. I also saw a big. Hmm. Does anyone see any snap words they know in the first part of this page? Why don't you just say it out loud? Yes, I saw. There you go. Many. That's right. And absolutely big. These are all snap words. There are lots of snap words you know on this page. So now let's think about how we could use these snap words like pieces to a puzzle that give us clues as word detectives. So read the snap words, and when you get to the covered words, ask, what would make sense here? Go ahead. Remember that more than one word might make sense. So if you thought of one, try to think about a couple more that would work. Wow, yeah, they're saying some great things. I agree. Rashid says you're saying some great things. So I heard some of you say that the first word might be acrobats or monkeys or clowns. Those words all fit here. After all, we know that this sentence is telling us what she saw at the circus. And I heard some of you saying that this next word might be tiger or elephant or lion. Let's reread the page all together. And at this time, we'll take the post-its off and check to see which word looks right. I saw many clowns and elephants. I also saw a big lion. Wow. So, how did we do? Great job. We did a really great job thinking about what would make sense. Yes, and we see the clown. Right. And this must be the big lion that she saw. Let's finish her piece. It was so much fun. I can't wait to go to the circus again. Oh, we just thank Olivia for sharing her writing. So remember that word detectives use everything they know to solve words in their books. You know lots of ways to solve hard words, and yesterday you learned that it helps to review your snap words before you get started reading. So now that we know to review our snap words, we can also practice using our snap words like puzzle pieces, thinking about what would make sense and sound right to solve tough words that we find in our books. So get ready to practice this strategy. Off you go.